Hello friends, this video on heat part 12 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So let us now talk about convection. So it is the transfer of heat by actual motion of matter. So as I was telling, what is this matter? Matter is nothing but the particles which are present in the medium. You remember, the ball is being carried by another person. So this person is nothing but the medium. So the particles of the medium are actually moving from one place to another to transfer the ball from A to B. Now, the way we saw that conduction happens in solids, similarly convection is possible in fluids. Now why in fluids? Because here we want the medium of the particles to actually move from one point to another. So that needs space. Now if you talk about solids, the particles are like very closely fixed. They do not have a lot of intercellular spaces in between them. But in case of liquids, considerably there are more open spaces in between the molecules. So therefore the movement becomes easier, and that is why convection happens in fluids. Now, how exactly do you think convection transfers heat? How heat transfer is caused by convection? Now, the basic concept behind the working of convection is that when air gets heated, air expands. And when air expands, it becomes less dense. Now, what do we mean by that? So, let's say you have this cup of coffee which is placed over fire. Now, the fire is the source of heat. So, this heat, what does it do? It actually heats. Now in this case the vessel is getting heated. Why? That is due to conduction, because vessel is a solid substance which is getting heated by conduction. But when you talk about the fluid, how is the coffee inside this vessel getting heated up? So the coffee is actually getting heated up by the process of convection. Now what happens is, in this case it is a liquid. Now in this case it is air. Like if you have a bonfire lit, what happens? The air immediately above this is more hotter when compared to the air which are there in the sideways. Why is that? That's because the air which is immediately above this, so that gets heated up. So it expands. Now what happens when air expands? So air gets heated up, and heated air expands and it rises up. Now why? So let's understand that. Why do we talk about density? Why is it that when air expands, it becomes less dense? So let us suppose this is a scenario where there are 10 people within a room which is this much big. Now, if I say that the room size has expanded, I never said that the number of people has increased. I just said that the room size has become bigger, but you have still the same number of people. So you still have 10 people. So when you have 10 people inside a small room, the density is more or less? It is more dense, it is more congested. But when you have the same 10 people inside a big hall, what happens in this case? In this case, it becomes less dense. Now, in a very similar way here also, when the air gets heated up, so air gets heated, so the air expands. Now, when the air expands, it becomes less dense, because it is like the room getting expanded, but still the same number of particles remain within the air. So therefore the air becomes less dense. Now since the air has less density, therefore it goes up. So the hot air is going to rise up. So when the hot air rises up, a vacuum is created here. So somebody needs to take that space. So who will take that space? Maybe the air from the sideways. So those air particles will take this place. Again that air will get heated up, and again they will move up. Now once they move up, again the sideways air will come, and that's how gradually the air in the surroundings will get heated up. So this is how the concept of convection works. So the heated up air rises up, cooler air comes down. So the cooler air either from the sides, they come down, again they get heated, and this process continues. And this is how convection works. This is how the liquid inside the vessel gets heated up. So you would, if you would have ever observed, as soon as you keep a pot of water over the oven, it doesn't happen that immediately the entire water gets heated up. So initially the lower layers will heat up, then they will move up, the cooler layer will go down again. So it is like a cycle. So the hot air will go up, again the cooler air will come down, again it will go up, and that's how after some time the entire water will be hot. So this is how convection works. Now let me give you another example to show the presence of convection. Let's say you take a candle and you put your hand just above the flame of the candle. What happens? You feel quite hot, right? Why do you feel hot? That is due to convection, because you see, you are not in direct contact with the flame, and anyways these are not solids, so there is no conduction happening. But there is a medium between the two, that is air. So there are particles of the air which can actually help in transferring the heat, and that is why you are feeling hot. Now if you place your other hand on the other side, on the side of the flame, I mean not on the top of the flame but on the side of the flame, so will you feel more hot here or less hot here? You will feel less hot. In fact, you will not feel that hot, but you will feel very hot just on top of the candle. That's because the convection happens here, and that is why it is so hot. But here comparatively cooler airs are present, because whichever air is being heated up, it is moving up. So the upper layer of air is maximum hot, and the sideways air, they are cooler. So the cool air is coming here, again getting heated up, moving up. So the process of convection is actually making you feel hot when you place your hand just above the flame when compared to placing it on the sides. So here convection occurs here but not on the sideways. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.